Harry Buford was a local man who was raised in Tehachapi, right over on Curry Street, the Buford House, and he learned to fly, and he was one of the only Tehachapi people that even had a plane. He had this plane that was his hobby, but he was also a projectionist at the BK Theater. The BK Theater opened in 1936, and it was not long after it opened, so it might have been 36 or 37. Some Tehachapi people, including a good friend of mine, Hooks Anderson, and his wife, Tootie Anderson, were waiting for the movie theater to open, and there was no one there, like at its normal time. And so like a little line forming outside, and they were standing there, like waiting, like what's going on with the movie theater? And they hear a plane fly overhead, and they look up because the plane's flying pretty low, and someone jumps out of the plane, which most people in Tehachapi had never seen someone in a parachute, yeah. And a parachute opened, and the person came down and landed in the street, and it was Harry Buford, the projectionist. It was his plane, he had somebody else flying it, and he jumped out of it. It was a little canvas-covered Piper Cub, and so he landed and folded the parachute and unlocked the door and opened a VIP as they were redoing that building. They had covered up that embossed eagle that's on there. That was concealed for a long time, and when they're prepping the surface to do a mural, that appeared because it used to be the post office. Those buildings were destroyed in the 1952 earthquake, and the Squires family rebuilt them, made 4 units here, and one of them was the new post office. And so that was the post office, and then later it became Squires Hallmark. The Squires family had a gift shop, Squires Hallmark, and then it went through various transformations, became Hitching Post Theaters. That embossed eagle was covered up, and then when it came off, then Mark Pastana, who's a great artist, as we know, and a wonderful human being, he said, hey, I can just incorporate that into the mural. So he put that on the letter like it's a stamp or emboss on the Airmail letter. And that was also his idea, was to have, because that for a long time, people associated Airmail with those blue and red lines all around there. So he said, that's really like, says the Airmail story, because it didn't start Airmail service in Tehachapi. There still is not Airmail service out of Tehachapi. So it wasn't like Tehachapi is now starting daily Airmail service. It didn't. It was actually just to promote the idea of Airmail was now available in the United States.